Hi everyone, how are you guys? So my name is Kahlil, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the secrets of the self-driving car. So I know a lot of you have to take a car or a bus to get here today. I want to show with your hands. How many of you have had to sit in traffic and just wait, like on your journey or on your way somewhere? Parents included too. I know you guys drive. So I know like when you drive, it gets really boring when it takes a long time. But imagine a world where parents, especially when you're driving, you don't have to pay attention to the road at all. You can just sit back and have the car do the work for you. So unfortunately, this is not the world we live in today, because humans are the ones who drive cars and humans make errors. So about 90% of the fatalities on the road are caused by human errors today. But imagine if self-driving cars were on the road right now. See, these cars use tech systems like radars, lasers, and cameras to map the road around them so that they know exactly where to go to avoid problems. So can I get a show by hands again for the kids? How many of you like Mario Kart racing? So the way that Mario Kart works is that a group of developers, they type code, and this code ended up becoming an image on a screen that you play. But a self-driving car works in this way, but in reverse. So it takes the images around them, creates code, and gives this code to the car as it's driving. And with this information, the car knows exactly what to do. So when you pair this specific algorithm or the steps that this car uses to drive, along with new technology that programmers are developing, such as GPS technology, where even with the cameras and the radars and the sensors, the car is only able to see what's immediately around them. But with a GPS satellite, they can see from, let's say you're driving from New Haven to New York. The GPS can see everything on the road up until New York, give this message to the car so that your journey is quicker and there will be less traffic and less time just waiting there, sitting for a long time because there's an accident like 20 miles down the road. So with this, the GPS, the cameras and sensors, and also Wi-Fi is the next big thing with self-driving cars, so these cars are able to communicate with each other. So this means if there's an accident or icy terrain, something that a GPS cannot really pick up, it can connect through Wi-Fi with other cars on the road so that everything just functions as well as possible. But unfortunately, there are three main errors with self-driving cars. So number one is safety. So as we know with technology, there's always glitches and there's always software problems that can arise and bugs. And if someone's in a car and the car bugs, this could be a situation that could cost someone their life. So it's important that self-driving cars have code that is foolproof and that pretty much has every error checked so that nothing can go wrong, or else what can go wrong will be really bad for anyone in the car. Next is equity. So what this means is the ethics and how it affects humans, how self-driving cars affects the lives of other humans. So we know that public transportation is a source of jobs for a lot of people right now. So a lot of people, their only way of making money for their families is to drive cars. And self-driving cars kind of take away this job for another human because a computer is able to do it and technically do it better than a human. So many people will lose their jobs due to self-driving cars if they were to come in the future. And lastly, the environment. So if self-driving cars are the next big thing, many people will want to use cars instead of walking or bicycling somewhere because the cars will be much more efficient, much more safe, and much quicker. So why wouldn't everyone just want a car? But this would cause problems because cars, if they run on gasoline, they emit carbon, and this is bad for our environment because we know that when it goes into the air, there's greenhouse gases and the global warming, all of that can just really mess up the environment. So having that many more cars on the road is not typically an all-around good thing. But maybe some of you in this room will be able to solve this problem and be the developers that see these problems, code, and then allow these problems to be fixed so that self-driving cars are as efficient as possible. But right now, just to give you guys a little bit more information, Google is, they're the main player of these self-driving cars. So even though they're a company that runs a search engine, a lot of the Google engineers have been building self-driving cars. And if you guys ever get a chance to visit Google's headquarters, you'll see these cars on the road. There's nobody in them, no steering wheel, no stick shift, anything. So it's kind of weird, but it's really cool to see. And hopefully you guys will see these, get inspired, and maybe in the future develop self-driving cars yourself. Thank you. Thank you.